And third is going to be mock interviews. Like whenever you get shortlisted, you don't want to ruin that opportunity that you have got to like get selected at your dream company, just because you didn't know how to approach a particular problem. Like the problem that I faced during my technical interviews during internship was I was able to solve the problems, but I was not able to communicate them properly, due to which I was getting rejected to 3-4 companies on prompt. Okay, so I don't want students to make the same mistakes that I have done during my time. I have also got rejected in a lot of technical interviews. So
Hey, amazing people, this is Saumya. Today, I want to share about an interesting community which is doing an awesome job, really. Remember, this is not a paid promotion at all. This is my personal opinion. When I was in engineering, when I was in college, I really felt the need of a good senior, a potential senior who can guide me about how to prepare for placements, how to choose the right development skill for yourself. And I'm really glad to see this community, Mentro community, is doing that work. They are connecting aspiring developers with their seniors, with their mentors who can guide them about everything from resume to how to prepare for your dream job and everything. So this is really an interesting community. Here people can join as mentor as well if they have enough experience in the IT industry, or if they are currently working as software engineer or software engineer intern and they want to help or guide their juniors. So this seems really a wonderful community to me, where you can get a one-on-one mentorship with your favorite senior. So amazing. And if you are not comfortable with like video calls, video discussions with your mentor, then there is like a chat section as well. So go ahead and check out their website, their mobile app as well. The mobile app is also very UI friendly. So I really liked their work, and kudos to this community. So go ahead and book your slot now with your favorite mentor, with your favorite senior. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Today, I have a very special guest with me. He is Aanshul Sadaria. I know that Anshul is like favorite senior of many of you who is listening to this podcast today. He is currently working as software engineer at Google, and he is also like mentoring his juniors, the aspiring developers, via a lot of communities, and mentor community is one such community. I got to know about this community last week, and literally they are doing some amazing work. So yes, Anshul, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience in your way? Yeah.
right. So everyone would know all the geeky stuff about me, like triple IT Hyderabad graduate, gold medalist, patent, research intern at Adobe, all the research work that I have done, and all the technical, like this and that about me. But apart from that, I am a very explorative soul. Like I like to cook, I like to try out new cuisines, I like to travel a lot. I have solo traveled a lot as well. Apart from that, like there are a few funny things, like in my college time when like my friends were not getting ready to go out for dinner, or to go out for movies, I used to go out solo, because I mean, one life, live it once, you know
Right.
so yeah.
Wow, what a beautiful introduction, Anshul. Amazing. So, moving ahead, I'm sure that people are excited to know about how you got that dream job at Google. What was the like interview procedure, and how you got that opportunity? Was that on campus, off campus? So, tell us about your journey, how you get into that company.
Right. So I am a triple IT Hyderabad student. I was a triple IT Hyderabad student. So for me, it was on-campus placements. But we will try to cover both the aspects, because we know majority of the viewers of this podcast are going to apply off-campus, because this particular mentor community is aimed to help out the tier two, tier three students who don't get a lot of opportunities, or who don't get the proper guidance in their college. Right. So I'll first start with how the off-campus placements happen. Okay, so the opening for the software engineer university graduate role opens somewhere around August, mid-August end, and it continues on till November end. Like that is the time when the on-campus placements for IITs, triple ITs, and all of them start. Okay, so that is the window from August to November roughly. And there is another window which opens up after the on-campus placements happen, which starts approximately, I think, in December mid till March mid or April mid. So there are two such windows in which Google usually handles all the off-campus placement applications. So the one and only way for off-campus placements is to apply through their portal, careers.google.com. Okay, so find the relevant role for you. It can be university graduate, those who have some experience. You can opt for backend engineer, or there's another position known as early career. So this is meant for those who don't have much experience, but they are not university graduates as well. Meaning they have 1 year of experience or 6 months of experience, something like that. So they can opt for early career position through which they can apply. So once you have applied, a recruiter will be assigned to your application and they will go through it cumulatively. Okay, so they go through your projects, they go through your experience if you have any, they go through CGPA, they go through like what all coding experience you have. Coding experience meaning like what all DS experience you have. You can mention your lit code profile or code chef or code versus any of such profiles, and a cumulative assessment is done. Okay, so based on that, they will proceed the application and you will get a link for the online coding round. So in the online coding round, usually you are asked two questions. They are now, like at my time, they were around the medium level, but now I have seen the difficulty level is a little bit increased. It's like medium to hard in between. So, but it is very important to understand that solving both the questions doesn't guarantee you getting filtered through it. Okay, so this is not a filtering round, the online coding round. It is just one more data metric which is added to the already existing profile of yours. Okay, so now based on your existing profile and the results of the online coding round, a cumulative assessment is done, and based on that you can or cannot get a opportunity for phone interview, which is the phone screening round. Okay, so this is also a elimination round. So after, let's say if you shortlist or if you go through this particular round, then you will have on-site interviews. In this COVID situation, it will always, like, it is going to be virtually only, you are not going to be called on site. So there will be 3 to 5 rounds depending upon your performance. So based on all this technical rounds that you have, none of these are going to be eliminated, first of all. Okay, so you will have a few rounds at least so that they can get good signals either to reject you or to accept you. So based on those signals, a cumulative decision is done and the hiring committee reviews all the interview packets, and then a decision is made whether to give an offer or not. So yeah, this is the journey for off campus. On campus, it's pretty simple. Like you, let's say you are in a college of 250 students. Okay, 250 students. All the information is already there with the placement council, and they provide that information directly to Google Recruiter. So based on that, they have some parameters of shortlisting. They shortlist the students. They also need to give the online coding round, and based on the cumulative assessment, they are shortlisted for the technical interviews. There is no phone screening around in on campus. They are just technical interviews, and they are usually 1, 2, 3. One will be the case when you have not performed as expected, or you don't deserve another opportunity because it was like far away from the expectations. And three meaning there will be some decision taken based on your cumulative interviews, either rejection or acceptance. So yeah, that's the entire process.
Awesome. Like you described it very neatly in a very crisp way. So I'm sure like people have this doubt clear in like their mind that how to get into Google. What is the procedure? You covered off campus as well as the on campus part. So thank you for that. Moving ahead, nowadays like I have seen there are some common mistakes which our juniors, which the aspiring developers who want to get into product based company they make. For example, like I get LinkedIn DMs like give me referral at Red Hat, like that is the MNC where I want to work. They share their resume but nothing else, like they neither give the job ID, nothing, right? Like they just share the resume, they want me to do everything, like search the job for them and everything. So there are many common such mistakes which freshers make. So according to you, what are those two mistakes which nowadays beginners make?
Talking about asking for referrals and the mistakes the students usually make. One is that they provide me the resume. Most of them don't provide me a resume as well. But when I ask them for resumes, they provide me a PDF. Okay. So if you open my mobile right now, it's stuffed with all the resumes. So I asked them to please provide me a Google Drive link so that like I can see it online. Okay, so that is one mistake. Like, please always provide a drive link instead of a PDF. And the second thing is always mention a brief description about you. Okay, like you can mention whatever is the most attractive part of your profile. Like if you are a like great competitive programmer, then you can mention about it. If you have cracked GSOC, you can mention about it. If you are like highest CGPA in your college, you can mention about it. But give some summary or give some background to us so that we get familiar with you and there is some ice breaking between you and me. So that usually doesn't happen. So these are the two things which I feel that students should take care whenever they are approaching me or let's say anyone for reference.
Right, right. Very, I agree to those points. Correct. And apart from that, like obviously in the tech rounds, those things like communication skills and such things are obviously important. So some like people make mistake there as well. Like they just start coding. They don't like express their thoughts, which approach they are going to take. They don't ask for corner cases, etc. So indeed, like these are the common points, the common mistakes that beginners make. Apart from that, this is a very commonly asked questions to me. Like many of the beginners have this doubt. Like they always ask, I am doing data structure and algorithm. So I don't want to do any development stuff. Like I don't want to learn web development, mobile app development, or machine learning. So they're always confused. Like, is doing data structure algorithm enough, or doing a good project and adding that in the resume? Like, I want that you clear out this confusion from their mind, Anshul. Yeah.
Right. So see people, like I was not a candidate master or candidate grandmaster on Code Forces, and I was not a seven-star coder on CodeChef as well. Okay, I was a decently good programmer when it comes to DSA, and I had a few other things with me. Like I had an internship at Adobe in which like, there was a patent and all of this, lots of this and that, like web development, ML projects, and all the independent work that I did. It was important for me because I was not exceptional in one thing. Okay, so if you are a seven-star coder on CodeChef, then it's completely fine if you just hold on to one stream like CP. Okay, if you are a Kaggle grandmaster, okay, if you are a pro in machine learning, then it's all right if you want to stick to just machine learning and lay out DSA as well. Okay, so if you are exceptional in one of the things, then hold on to it. But in most of the cases, like we are good at few things, we are not great at any one of those things. So I would usually recommend you to hold on to DSA, okay, because that is a very important part of the interview rounds which these top tech giant companies take. Okay, like whether it's going to be machine learning or whether it's going to be a senior engineer as well, DSA is going to be asked to you in the interviews. Like even one who has 10 years of experience, they are like asking me to how to prepare for DSA rounds because Google, Facebook, and all the top companies, like not just the FANG companies, but all the top companies still ask DSA because they want to check the problem solving skills of the person, right? So DSA is really important, but apart only DSA is not going to help you. Okay, if you are great in CP, then maybe there is a scope for you, but only DSA is not going to help you because first of all, like before giving the technical rounds, your resume needs to get shortlisted, right? And in that, a cumulative assessment will be done for your experience, for your projects, CGPA, and all of those things. So please don't get misguided by anyone to just follow the DSA path. Choose a field in which you feel yourself comfortable, in which you feel it will be impactful, and try to continue your journey along that.
Yes. Very nice advice. I agree to that, Anshul. So moving ahead, I saw that you are like fulfilling your dream of helping your juniors with the help of the Mentro community. Like when I was in my college, I really felt the need that okay, I should have a mentor, I should have a senior who can tell me like you should apply in those companies, what is the placement procedure, what development skills should I learn. I really felt the gap between my seniors and me. So like I found this community, Mentro community, and they are doing this job. Like they are connecting the aspiring devs to their awesome seniors, to those people who are currently working as software engineers, right? So I want to know, Anshul, from you, how are you going to help those juniors, your juniors, the aspiring developers via Mentor community? Like, is it resume review, or what are the offers like which you will give to them? Yeah.
So the main gap that I have felt in the knowledge between the aspiring candidates and like what is required to go into a top tech company is the resumes are not properly curated. And even if the resumes, even if they get shortlisted for technical interviews, they don't know what to expect in a technical interview. So either they are too much late for preparing for those technical interviews, or they just goof up or get a brain freeze during the technical interviews. So I think these are the aspects which I want to address. So the offers or the opportunities that I will provide via Mentro application is going to be resume review to have a properly curated resume for any job application they want to apply for. The few others are going to be like a placement roadmap. Like if they are in a first year, second year, third year, or even fourth year, how can they utilize the time they have left or they are left with to properly prepare for the placements? And third is going to be mock interviews. Like whenever you get shortlisted, you don't want to ruin that opportunity that you have got to like get selected at your dream company, just because you didn't know how to approach a particular problem. Like the problem that I faced during my technical interviews during internship was I was able to solve the problems, but I was not able to communicate them properly, due to which I was getting rejected to 3 4 companies on trot. Okay, so I don't want students to make the same mistakes that I have done during my time. I have also got rejected in a lot of technical interviews, so I want to prepare them so that they are ready with a proper flow how they should present themselves and solve the problem in a technical interview. So there's going to be mock interview as well.
Perfect. Like, I'm sure it will be a great opportunity for all those aspiring devs. Like, they will get the opportunity to be guided by amazing devs like Anshul. So, indeed, I would say people go ahead and book your slot with Anshul before it get all booked, all filled, right? So, yes, like, I'm excited to know, Anshul, from where you started your tech journey. Like, for me, it was 11th class, like when I started studying the C++ language. So, how your coding journey started? How you thought that okay, Anshul has to become a software engineer?
So to be honest, I joined my college with absolutely zero idea about what C++ was. I didn't even know C++ was a programming language. Okay, so I started with a complete zero, like when I joined my college. But it was a kind of a split second decision, because as an Indian student, I always wanted to go to the IITs. Okay, that was the dream with which I started preparing. But I had never aimed for computer science. Like I always wanted IIT Mumbai mechanical engineering, because like that was something. Bombay is obviously the top college in India, IIT Bombay, and computer science was not something which attracted me at that time. But just after giving my JEE mains and my bid set, I was given the opportunity to get selected for Triple IT Hyderabad, BITS Pilani, as well as like few other NITs and all of them. So unfortunately, due to my GE advanced results, I was not able to get into top IITs. But then I made a goal that okay, I have got an opportunity to be in a city like Hyderabad. Okay, because Hyderabad was a changing factor for me. I was more attracted towards the city and the college because I had absolutely no idea what CSE is going to throw at me. So yeah, from Hyderabad, the love translated into software engineering, and then one thing led to the other, and here I am.
Wow, amazing. So interesting, very interesting story, Anshul. Yeah. So moving ahead, I before we end our podcast for our lovely audience, what is that one advice or two advice which you want to give? Like, is there any mistake which you did during placement preparation or during your interviews? Any advice in general for life, for your tech journey, which you want to give?
Right. So I will give two advices. One for the like how to spend your college life, or let's say life in general, and the second one is for the technical interviews. Okay. So the first one is that always be explorative at heart. Because it helped me a lot in my tech journey. Because I don't feel a fear of like I don't feel FOMO at all of not trying out anything that I wanted to. Because yes, I had the privilege of getting the opportunities easily, but I identified those opportunities and acted upon them, like be it web development, be it machine learning, data science, research work I wanted to do, or deep learning as well. I tried to do everything and anything. Okay, so that helped me a lot to like gain confidence that okay, whatever technological like whatever technological challenge is thrown upon me, I will be able to learn and come out of it on my own. So that confidence was instilled into me by my explorative attitude. So be curious, be explorative. And the second part about technical interviews is that don't just drop into a technical interview and solve the question. Okay, there is a proper flow. Like read the question first, prepare some edge cases or border cases which you can keep on iteratively try running on your solution. Then choose what is going to be a core algorithm. Okay, if it's a graph algorithm, say give some trade-offs between DFS and BFS, like why one particular algorithm will work and not the other. Okay, so whatever decision you take intuitively, because like let's say you are really smart and you know what the solution is going to be, so intuitively we know we take some decision and when we just jump onto the solution. Okay, but that train of thoughts that you take intuitively, that must be translated to the interviewer. Okay, that is one advice, that always those small thoughts that you have in your mind, speak them, converse with your interviewer, because it's a two-way process. Like whenever I interview, I motivate the students to speak whatever they are thinking, even if it's gibberish, even if it's not organized, because I want to hear that thought process and then make a decision whether they are a good fit for Google or not. So that's really important, not just solving the problem.
Amazing. Very nice. Really. I'm sure that the aspiring developers, our audience, will get most out of this podcast. Your small inspiring journey is like awesome, really. Like you were a gold medalist, you did a lot of research internships, and you are currently working at Google. So definitely you are an inspiration for many, and today I hope they feel motivated, they feel inspired from your journey. So yes, people, this is Anshul, and you heard the amazing story about him. In the comment section below, tell us how you felt about this podcast. And yes, do check out Anshul on Mentro as well. Thank you so much, everyone.